Hey friends, it's Jacqueline here. In today's video, I'm bringing you my review and a side-by-side comparison between the reformulated CLE De Peau Stick Concealer versus the previous version. But before we get started, and if you're new here, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know all the differences between these two concealers and if the new formula really covers those very dark under eye circles, then just keep on watching. CLE De Peau just reformulated their stick concealer, and as many of us know, this concealer, wow, if it has its followers, its hype. So when I heard that they were going to reformulate it, I was a little bit like, oh my goodness, again with reformulations. I mean, it just happened with Dior Forever foundations, and it's not that I'm not open to reformulations. I'm very open to reformulations because, you know, let's be real, science, technology advances, and you know, there's gonna be changes. To me, ideally is like, okay, discontinue the product and create a new product, so that way the expectations are you know, right there. And to be honest with you, this concealer, although I truly enjoy it, I mostly use it for spot concealer. Like if I'm using a skin tint, I like to cover some of my sunspots here and there, but I actually do not enjoy it that much under my under eye area. I feel like it's just a little bit drying, at least for me, and it doesn't do the job quite there because I do have, you know, under eye circles that they are so dark, so bluish in tone. And anyhow, friends, I went ahead and called CLE De Peau customer service, and I asked, okay, so can you tell me what's the difference? Because I mean, the immediate difference right here is the SPF. The older version has an SPF of 25, while the newer one has an SPF of 27. Okay, that's not a major difference right there, but what they explained me is that this new formula is supposed to be a little bit more moisturizing without being too creamy, but it's supposed to give a little bit more hydration under the eye area, which that made me excited because I'm like, okay, that's exactly what I was looking for from, you know, the original stick foundation. So I said, okay, well, might as well. Anyhow, all this blah blah blah, I went ahead and purchased that new concealer. I actually have it in two different shades right here because I was also curious if they had changed a little bit the shades or if they are exactly the same. And then I also have two of the older versions, so I'm gonna go ahead and compare it, try it side by side, so you can really see how each of them perform and what is the real difference between each of them. Now, I purchased them, I think it was from Nordstrom. Yeah, pretty sure it was from Nordstrom. I will be leaving all the details of my makeup, everything on the description box below, along with the links, so that way if you are looking into shopping, I greatly appreciate when you use my links because that's the way that you support my channel and it doesn't cost you anything, so I greatly appreciate that. Okay, my friends, if you're new here, welcome to my channel, welcome to all of you. I do have mature skin, I'm on my 4th floor. I do have dry skin, sensitive skin, really bad under eye circles. Yeah, really bad under eye circles, and I do have a little bit of hollowness under my eyes. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. Right now what I have on my face is just basically foundation. Again, everything will be in the description box below. Let's go ahead and open the new concealer. So here I got the shade Honey. The packaging, it happens to be that I have also the packaging from the older concealer. It's just, I mean, there's a slight difference, it's just a little bit bigger, but in terms of how much product you get, the product is equal, 5 grams of product. And then as far as the component goes, the newer one has a thicker gold band, while the previous one is more of like a straight kind of like tube. Again, the size is a slight difference, but product wise you have the same. So this one is the older version, and then this one right here is the newer version, and I have them here both in the shade Honey. So let me just go ahead and first swatch the older one right here on my arm. I'm gonna swatch the new one below. It feels just a little bit creamier. Now from the older version I also have beige, and this is the one that like I was saying, I use it mostly like spot concealer. not really for my under eye area. It's very light, and in fact this shade right here is the one that I use the most during fall, winter time kind of thing. And then in the new formulation I got also the shade Ochre, which I thought, you know, ochre will be a lot better for my skin tone throughout the entire year, because I always thought beige is just a little bit too light for me. Okay friends, these two are Honey past formulation, new formulation, beige old formulation, and ochre new formulation. Now for the purpose of this video and the comparisons, because I do have Honey in both the older version and the new version, I'm gonna be using those in my under eye area. So I think I'm gonna go first with the newer version on my right hand side, and I'm gonna apply it directly. And then with a Sonia G Jumbo Concealer, I'm gonna spread it. The beautiful thing about this concealer from CLE De Peau is actually that you can diffuse it with your fingers. You don't need to have a brush or a sponge. Okay, definitely this one gives me a little bit, not luminosity, but it's just a dash more creamy. I mean, like as soon as I put it on, it's not like buttery, but you can feel it's very nice and creamy. I'm just gonna build it up a little more. And in purpose, I didn't put any color corrector. Going with the older version on my left hand side. Again, the shade, the same, Honey. Yeah, definitely this one feels not dry, but just a little bit. This one is not as emollient, and this one is not tacky either or dry. It's just maybe the older version has just a little bit more, you know, like thicker consistency, and it doesn't have, yeah, this one I immediately can see the hydration. The older one is just a little bit more matte as a finish. And by the way, I'm using a Pat McGrath concealer brush. And then let's apply just a little more. I was able to get a little bit more coverage with this one than this one, right? So let's just go ahead and go back to that reformulated CLE De Peau concealer, and just go ahead and just a little bit more. See if I can build up the coverage. I don't like to use a ton of concealer under my eyes because I do have, you know, fine lines, all the signs of aging. And I don't like to put too much product underneath that it will just, you know, like start creasing and whatnot. Okay, what do you think? New versus old? Which one looks that it has the most coverage, or if there's any, you know, like big difference on the finish? This one definitely has more hydration, 100%. But this one right here, you have just a little bit more coverage. A tiny bit, not that much. Okay, my friends, I'm gonna just move on right here, complete the rest of my makeup, and then I will let you know how I feel about this reformulated concealer by CLE De Peau. Alrighty, my friends, I'm completely done with my makeup look right here, and as you can see, yeah, let's see, this one right here, the previous version perhaps looks a little bit more perfecting, but this one right here looks just a little bit more natural. Not that this one doesn't. There's just such a minimal difference that definitely we need a wear test right here. Well, before I go out and about for my day, the fragrance of the day is gonna be MAISON Francis Kurkdjian, and this is Gentle Fluidity Gold. This one is one of the most sexiest fragrances that there is out there, mostly from the niche world. This is gorgeous. So, oh my goodness, it's so good. You just need very little amount. If you have never smelled Gentle Fluidity Gold, you're missing out big time. So it does have a little bit of juniper berry, coriander, but it does have some vanilla. It smells not overly sweet. It smells like walking into a dessert shop with all those yummy and scrumptious, beautiful scent that is sweet but not overly sweet. And that's what I love about this fragrance right here. To me, this specific fragrance is a little bit more of like a daily kind of fragrance. In fact, if you are getting into niche fragrances, or if you're curious about Maison Francis KURKDJIAN, I would say definitely Baccarat Rouge 540, top out there. But if you want to go into, okay, I'm just gonna try a little, then go for this one, Gentle Fluidity Gold. There's also a Gentle Fluidity Silver, but that one to me is more, a little bit more masculine. Not that a woman cannot wear it, but it just has a little bit of this masculine side. And in fact, it's very interesting, this fragrance, because both of them, Gentle Fluidity Gold and Gentle Fluidity Silver, they both have the same exact notes, but the only difference is that they are inverted. So on this one, you're gonna smell that beautiful sweetness, while in the silver one, it's just a little bit more sharp, a little bit more musky too. This one also has musk in it. Again, the notes are exactly the same, they are just inverted, which I find it so interesting, and that talks so much about the magic and the master of the perfumer, which, I mean, Francis KURKDJIAN, amazing. I know he has become Dior's nose, and I cannot wait to see what he will create for Dior. That's gonna be like so exciting. So again, this is the fragrance of the day, and if you're looking for a fragrance for this Valentine that is super sexy, feminine, kind of like a princess-like kind of scent, you may want to give this one a try. I will be leaving the link on the description box below too. So what I think about this new concealer from CLE DE PEAU, well, the formulated concealer from CLE DE PEAU, I will have to say, I mean, I like both of them for different reasons. I haven't set them at all, and they both look good. Definitely this one has just a little bit more coverage than this one, in terms that as you can tell, I do have very dark under eye circles, and the difference is just very minimal. In general, I usually use a color corrector for under my eyes because of how deep dark are my under eye circles, in addition to the hollowness that I have. So I mean, to me the difference is just so small that, you know, to me, honestly, they did an excellent job on their formulation, because again, that little extra hydration that, you know, as you age you need, but as well is not so hydrating, or I should say not so moisturizing and not so creamy that it will start gathering on the fine lines. I will make sure to leave a pinned comment on the comment section down below, letting you know how I wore throughout the day. Today I don't have really the time to do a full day wear test. Hey friends, it has passed many hours. It's already 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I applied all these face of makeup fairly early. It was kind of like 8:30ish in the morning. And let's just talk about the concealer. I feel like they both, you know, this is the older formulation and this is a new formulation. They have worked pretty much the same. Perhaps on the newer formulation, I can see just a tiny bit of extra wear, that I can see a little bit more my dark under eye circles than here, but not by much. I mean, you will have to be like this very close to really see that. And other than that, I don't see much of like gathering on my fine lines. You see, I have fine lines right here. And sorry, there's my daughter, Andrea. She's just having fun. She's listening to music. Anyhow, you know, there's not much of gathering on these fine lines right here. I think overall is wearing pretty good, both of them. I think here the main difference is the finish. Now, the finish is not extreme. It's not like this is like super radiant and this one is matte natural. I think this one looks a little bit natural with just a pinch of radiance that is not too much. And in consistency, they are the same. Wear time, as you can tell, they are pretty much the same. If perhaps, again, you can see a little bit more my dark under eye circle peeking through just a little bit right here, but I mean, you have to see it really close and you will have to be like, you know, this is what I'm seeing right here. I think the CLE De Peau has done a great job in reformulating this concealer. I think it's beautiful. I think the new formula, I feel that it's gonna cater for even more people in the in our age group, either, you know, 40s, 50s. Yeah, because sometimes a concealer can be too drying and it can really emphasize the signs of aging. And I don't think that neither that the old formula or the new formula does so. So I think that you will be pleasantly surprised with this reformulation. I don't think people will be like disappointed at all and whatsoever. I think they did honestly a really, really good job. I really like what I'm seeing right now. If you have really dark under eye circles like myself, I will say 90% of the times I use a color corrector. So if I want to have like even extra coverage, I will use a color corrector. So that's nothing new to me. And yeah, the coverage right here is really nice. To me, it's a solid medium coverage with a beautiful wear time, beautiful finish too. Yeah, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased. And anyhow, friends, I will say if you have been wanting to try this concealer, or you have tried it before and you're like, should I give it a go or not? I will say you will be fine. I don't think you will be disappointed. But regardless, I would love to continue the conversation on the comment section down below. Let me know if you are planning to pick up this concealer, if you have tried this new formulation, how you're liking it, if you were like always buying that old formulation and you notice any difference, what type of skin you have. Do you have dry skin? Do you have mature skin? Do you have a lot of fine lines under your eyes? Again, let's just enrich the conversation in the comment section down below while you're at it. And if you haven't done so yet, I hope that you will want to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring the post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, share it with family and friends. And until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.